Assalamualaikum and greetings to all. Welcome back to our video lecture slides, and this is video lecture slides week 3. Welcome back to our video lecture slides series. So ladies and gentlemen, for this video lecture slides week 3, we are going to look at the other two components of Hinduism, which are modern practices, or sometimes we call it principles, as well as the values. As we are using upholding approach to study religions, in our video lecture slides week 2, we have actually talked about the history of Hinduism and the other component, which is the belief system. So basically, let's do a little bit of recap for our video lecture slides 2, or rather the other two components of Hinduism. History, we talk about 4 aspects or elements. How? The scriptures. And then we talk about who. There's no founder for Hinduism. And then we talk about where. It's in India, originated from India. And last but not least, the when. It's the oldest religion in the world. So now we are going to continue with the other two components of Hinduism. So let's begin. But before that, I believe we have to look at the course learning outcome for this video lecture slides week 3. So at the end of this video lecture slides, all of you should be able to compare and contrast components of the major religions such as theology, ritual, myth, symbols, daily life, and other critical components within the context of each unique religion accordingly. And this is course learning outcome 2. So modern practices or principles as well as values. Ladies and gentlemen, for Hinduism, there are 6 modern practices or principles, modern principles for Hindus, for the Hindus today. First, truth is eternal. So everything must be about the truth. Second, Brahman is truth and reality. That means it exists. Third, the Vedas are the ultimate authority. Ladies and gentlemen, another word for scriptures, which is the how to study Hinduism, or how to learn about Hinduism for the believers. Another word for that would be the Vedas. So the Vedas or scriptures, they are the same. You can use both. So the Vedas are the ultimate authority. That means if you have any issues whatsoever about Hinduism, you must refer to the Vedas. Fourth, everyone should strive to achieve Dharma. Now, Dharma is one of the belief systems, remember? So everyone must make sure that you fulfill your responsibilities, that you fulfill your duties. So that is that is Dharma. Okay, that is Dharma. Everyone should strive to achieve Dharma. Number 5, individual souls are immortal. Individual souls are immortal. And 6, last but not least, the goal of individual soul is moksha. So once you have achieved moksha, your soul will not be reincarnated for the believers or for the Hindus. So these are the 6 modern practices or modern principles of Hinduism. And then we are looking at modern practices in terms of how they do it in context. Now, Hinduism, according to scholars, is not an organized religion and has no single systematic approach to teaching its value system. Also, Hindus have a simpler set of rules to follow, like the 10 commandments in Christianity. And because of the spread of Hinduism all over the world, so we will have local, we will have regional, as well as caste and community different practices, influenced by the area, by the logistic, or by the locality of it. And the interpretation and practices of the beliefs throughout the Hindu world will be very much different. As I have explained in our first meeting, during our first week, Hinduism practice in Bali, Indonesia, is different from Hinduism practice in Thailand. In fact, in Malaysia, it's different because of the locality. The interpretation would be based on the local people or the local practitioners. So that's the modern practices according to the context. And when you talk about modern practices as well for this religion, Hinduism, there's a common thread among the differences, the variation, for example, in Bali or in Thailand or in Malaysia itself, because the belief is that in the supreme being and adherence to certain concepts such as truth, dharma and karma. And this belief, the authority is of course based on the Vedas, the scriptures, sacred scriptures. So these Vedas serve to a certain extent the very definition of being Hindus. And even though how the Vedas are interpreted may vary differently, as I said, because of the locality, for example, in Bali, in Malaysia, in Thailand, and perhaps in Singapore, they are practiced differently. So this is actually modern practices of Hinduism based on context. And now we look at values that are being practiced by Hindus, basically in general. And because Hinduism is the oldest religion in the world, it has become one of the world's most complex religion. I believe because of the lack of documentation in the old days, nobody wanted or nobody knew how to actually document all this. And because of that, and the fact that there are countless of gods and goddesses for Hinduism, and there's many forms of worship altogether. And despite this diversity in Hinduism, all Hindus all around the world share certain basic values. So the first one, Hindus believe in the Vedas, the scriptures, the world's most ancient scripture. Number two, Hindus believe that the universe has an endless cycles of creation, preservation and dissolution. So this is actually the process of reincarnation. The fact that your souls, the Hindus, the believers' souls that are going to be reincarnated until they reach moksha. And then the third one, Hindus believe in karma, the law of cause and effect. Simply put, if you do good, you get good things. If you do bad, you get bad things. And the law itself, this is where a person creates his or her personality and images. Number four, Hindus believe in reincarnation. As I have mentioned earlier, only the souls are going to be reincarnated, not the body. And after death, a new life begins. This soul begin a new life, and depending on the moral quality of the previous life. So this is number four, and last but not least, the fifth common value shared by all Hindus all around the world is the fact that Hindus believe that all life is sacred, to be loved, very importantly. That means when you say that all life is sacred, you cannot simply kill. So this is one of the values for the Hindus or in Hinduism. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the video lecture slides for week 3. So basically for these components, the modern practices or the modern principles of Hinduism, as well as the values of Hinduism. So we have 6 modern practices and we have 5 values for Hindus to practice Hinduism. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Should you have any questions, if you're not sure of anything, you can WhatsApp me personally or in group. You can email me, or we can discuss your questions during our face-to-face sessions. With that, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum and greetings once again to all. Bye-bye.